And we are live back with another one. And this is your boy Dominic Rich with Steve Mahala once again. And we are back doing Champions League predictions. And this time, the playoff round where we are going to find out the last six teams that were joined, already 26 qualify for this season's Champions League group stage. So, Steve, how are you feeling today, bro?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited for the playoffs to kick off. So excited.
Yeah, and those playoffs will kick off tomorrow, Tuesday, the 16th of August, and they'll have more games on Wednesday, the 17th as well.
Yeah.
So those will be the first of two legs, and we have six ties in the playoff round where the six winners would actually move on to the Champions League group stage. So before we do get into our predictions, we do have a prediction show competition that we're doing actually, and we're currently tied 25-25, and the winner would actually get a shirt where the loser, it's like a forfeit, and the loser have to buy the winner a shirt of their choice. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm very excited about this. I actually caught up to Steve. I was 3 behind, and I
screwed up. You screwed up really bad.
I closed the gap, and I'm looking to get over the finish line and get myself
a remontada,
a brand new Manchester City away.
Do you want the away shirt or the third? Because that green and black is sick.
Away. That black and red is on a whole nother level, man. Yep, with the yellow. Oh man, that is sweet.
Yummy.
That is real sweet. Yep.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get into this. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna just take a look at what happened in the previous round and who's in the final round, which is the playoff round. So Bodø Glimt defeated Zagreb 6-1 on aggregate, while Maccabi Haifa defeated Apollon Limassol 4-2 on aggregate. Plzeň got the better of Sheriff 4-2, while for Zvezda, they ran riot on Punic 7-0. Benfica got the better of Midtjylland 7-2, while Qarabağ edged out Ferencváros 4-2. Dynamo brushed aside Ludogorets 6-3, and it was a close affair between PSV and Monaco, but PSV won it 4-3 on aggregate. For Dynamo Kyiv, they ended up winning it comfortably in the end, 3-1 against Sturm Graz, even though Sturm Graz looked more impressive. And Rangers remarkably came back from a 2-0 down in the first leg to defeat Union Saint-Galois 3-0. And the other two teams in the playoffs will be Copenhagen coming up against Trabzonspor. So let's just go right into the playoff round, the first round, and the Tuesday matches. We have the Tuesday matches, 3 matches on Tuesday, and we have 3 matches on Wednesday as well. So we're going to get into these. We're going to predict each and every game. Well, each and every tie, I should say. And let's see how, what we feel about, how we feel about each and every team going forward, whether we'll stay with regular picks or whether we'll switch it up. So, Steve, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be, Dom. Ready as I'll ever be.
So let us start with this. The first tie here I want to start with is actually the Rangers versus PSV tie. And this one, promises to be a very, very enthralling affair because Rangers did really well in the Europa League last season, making it all the way to the finals, as I could recall. Right, Steve?
Yeah.
And PSV Eindhoven, a former European champions as well. So these teams have a lot of quality as we speak, and they aim to make it to the group stage of this season's Champions League. A lot of money at stake, and just for reputation alone. So what's interesting about this tie, Steve, is that there's 2 Dutch managers going head to head against each other.
Giovanni Bronckhorst versus Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yep. So Van Bronckhorst, formerly of Rangers, Feyenoord, Arsenal, and Barcelona, while Ruud van Nistelrooy of PSV, Man United, and Real Madrid. 2 very, very prolific players during their playing days. as I said, the battle of the Dutchmen. This will be the first meeting between the two managers. But in terms of the teams, there's 6 previous games between them where Rangers have 3 wins, PSV 1, and 2 games have ended in draw. The last meeting was back in the 2011 Europa League where PSV romped to a 1-0 victory. In my opinion, players to watch for Rangers, new man Antonio Choliak, and for PSV, Joey Veerman. And from my analysis, both teams are actually in very, very good form this season, especially PSV, who's gone unbeaten so far in the season. Steve, what are your thoughts on this team, these teams on the tie before we actually make our predictions here?
I like watching both these teams play a lot. A lot of goals in a lot of their games. They're very, very good at home too. So I'm thinking this is gonna be a real fun game to watch. If I was gonna have to just pick one to watch, which I probably will because I'll be at work tomorrow while these games are going on, I'm gonna go with PSV Rangers. I think these teams are both really impressive, and they could do some damage possibly in the Champions League and make it out of the group, depending who they've got, whichever team advances. And then also, I think they could do some. Rangers have proven in the Europa League, or not yet the Conference League, that they could do some real damage and possibly win it. So these are two sides that are on the rise. Big European clubs outside of the top 5 leagues. I'm extremely excited, to be honest. I'm very, very excited.
Well said, man. Well said.
Yeah.
So quality on both teams.
Yeah.
And, for me, I'm actually more and very, very impressed with PSV and how they line up with the likes of Ibrahim Sangare, who could be on the move before the transfer window ends. And hopefully for PSV, they are able to have him and hold on to him for these qualifiers. But a lot of quality in this PSV team. For Rangers, I think they sold a lot of their players during
Aribo.
Went
to Southampton.
During the transfer window
Calvin Bassey went to Ajax, their left back.
Exactly.
So
they sold a lot of their quality though. But I think, Steve, you're a big Rangers fan as well, and I actually think I know where you're gonna go with this one, and I know you're gonna go with Rangers. Am I right?
I'm actually going PSV. Yes, I am gonna go PSV. Actually, I was gonna pick whoever had the home leg in the second leg.
You're actually going PSV.
I am going PSV. Look, if it was home, if Rangers had the second leg at home, I think then we could see, a madness where Rangers pull it off at home. They're Rangers away from home. They're a very good side, sure, but we've already seen this year that the debacle at Union Saint-Gilloise was a very poor effort. Away losses to Braga, away losses to Villarreal we drew with them. Trying to think of the other first legs that we've lost away. Braga, we're talking. I honestly forget at the moment.
It's not really, we get the point. But
we have a history of doing extremely well coming back at home in Europe. We have an impressive record since, when Gerrard first took over, that we've played about 18 Europa League home games and we've only lost 5 of them. And those were to Leverkusen and Lyon. And we've beaten teams like Villarreal and Porto, BSC Young Boys. So I just think that we rely a lot on the magic in the second leg at home. And PSV, obviously, they found themselves in a tough situation against Monaco at home. And then that home advantage, I think, really took them. They gave them the energy to go and get the win in extra time. So I'm going to go PSV here, to be honest.
I really thought you were gonna go Rangers, and I'm gonna go PSV too, because we both went PSV against Monaco, and I'm gonna stick with PSV. And I mean, they're very impressive, and I think in terms of depth, they look good, and they have some very quality play on their team. Cody Gakpo looks good. The likes of
Bakayoko. Bakayoko.
Johan Bakayoko. Luke De Jong is a key figure in that team. Ibrahim Sangare, and I just have a good feeling about PSV. So Rangers to go into the Europa League, and PSV to go into the Champions League to join fellow Dutch team Ajax. So we're gonna move right on to the next one. Good analysis there, Steve. And that's why I have you, because you know what I mean, you know your stuff when it comes to these teams, man. So we're just gonna go into the next tie, and that tie is the Bodø Glimt versus Dinamo Zagreb. And this one will prove to be a very, very tricky one, where Coach Kjetil Knutsen come up against Ante Kakic's Dynamo, who, go into the tie as the favorites, but Bodø Glimt are actually on the rise, coming up from the second division of Norwegian football, all the way going on to win the title and everything, and doing very well in the Europa Conference League last season, which I think was their first European season. And Bodø Glimt are potential debutants in the Champions League this season. So my heart really wants Bodø Glimt to actually qualify for the Champions League. Let me just put that out there, because I would just want to see how they do, and that Champions League revenue will do a whole lot of good for the club as well.
Yeah. Just like with Sheriff Tiraspol last year.
Exactly. So this will be the first meet in between the two clubs, and as you guys could see right there in terms of form guide, both teams are in exceptional form, scoring a whole lot of goals, and even Dinamo Zagreb in the Croatian league have started very, very well. Players to watch, in my opinion, for Bodø Glimt, keep an eye on Hugo Veltlesen, and for Dinamo, of course, the pictured Mislav Orsic. And I still just don't understand how he's still a Dinamo Zagreb player. I think he played in China before.
He did.
He did. Yeah, one of them places he played in China or Korea Republic, one of them places. And, he eventually made his way back to Dynamo, and he's just been so prolific. I don't know. Maybe it's by choice he doesn't want to leave. I don't know what it is, though. I really don't know, but he's a danger man for Dynamo.
I understand why Livakovic hasn't, because he's a good goalkeeper, but you've got errors. And whereas with Orsic, maybe you could argue consistency. I don't know,
bro. I don't know. I think Orsic would do very, very well for a team like Everton in the Premier League, to be completely honest.
Yeah, or even a Newcastle, West Ham, he could do some damage there. I think
West Ham, one of these teams. But Everton is a team that could do with with his dynamism. But look, Bodø Glimt versus Dynamo here. I think this one is a very difficult one to predict, because we know what Bodø Glimt are gonna bring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're gonna bring a lot of flair. They're gonna be very unpredictable, because most teams never played against Bodø Glimt. They sold on a few of their better players, but their recruitment has been very good. So there's that element of surprise that still lie with Bodø Glimt, and they've been very impressive during the playoffs so far. And they're doing well in the league as well, and they did well in the Conference League last season, beating Mourinho's Roma. You see what I'm saying? Really badly.
Yeah.
So Dynamo got their work cut off for them in this game, and I think this away leg is very, very important, that they get something, and if they lose, it's not by a large margin, because I think Dynamo, they're very good at home. Bodø Glimt the same. So
Bodø Glimt, ever since they've installed an artificial pitch, I believe it was the start in the mid. I'm not sure, but I saw a stat where in the past few Bodø Glimt home games in all competitions, 34 goals scored, 1 conceded.
Wow.
In the past few months. It was since the Elite Series started in a few months back. 34 and obviously the Champions League qualification. 34 goals scored, 1 conceded.
They've been doing very well, but if you check their away record, they drew to Zalgiris in the second leg.
Yeah,
and if
they were up 5-6-0, so
exactly. But still, if you go to the second leg, if you go to the first leg where they played away to Linfield, Remember, they actually
Lost
lost
1-0 very late.
exactly. So they haven't been very good when they away from home.
Yeah.
So this is a very important clash that they go on. That they have to win, in my opinion, if they are to get the better of Dinamo Zagreb, who does have more quality in their team in all positions, in my opinion, and who are the favorites to come through this tie. So I have my pick. Who are you going with
I'm
in
going
this
Bodø
tie?
Glimt.
Oh, so you're going by the
I
Glimt.
am.
I'm actually gonna stick with Dinamo Zagreb. I'm gonna
Okay.
show faith in Zagreb because as much as I want Bodø Glimt to actually qualify for the Champions League, I think Dinamo are gonna they just
Yeah.
they just a better outfit in my opinion, and they
I
got
mean, AZ Alkmaar are a
Mm.
better outfit than Bodø Glimt. Roma were, even though that was a Roma B team.
I know, but still, you know what I mean?
I think I'm going with Bodø Glimt just because the rise of them, this just
Mm.
seems to be part of that. They've
I do
taken
understand.
steps. They've taken steps up the ladder essentially, and even if they get knocked off their perch, they're still going to be in the Europa League. So
Yeah, that's
it
true.
won't be a huge drop off for them.
And for them going into the Europa League, that's progression as well.
Yeah, because they were in the Conference League, exactly. And they were a second division team only 2-3 years ago.
So any which way you put it, Bodø Glimt they're winners.
I think I got them winning probably 2 or 3-0 in the home leg, and they could afford to lose or draw by 1 or draw.
I don't see Dynamo losing that badly against Bodø Glimt in any of these games, and that's why I'm going for them to actually
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going for Dynamo to actually qualify for the Champions League.
Well, this is gonna be a big one then. This is gonna be a big one.
I know. This is a big call. This could actually be a decider. This could definitely be a decider.
Yes.
And with that being said, we are going to go on to another big one, and that is a Copenhagen versus Trabzonspor, the Danish champs versus the Turkish champions. So, look, this would be Jess Turup of Copenhagen coming up against Abdullah Avci's Copenhagen. So Copenhagen last made it to the UCL back in the 16-17 season. While for Trabzonspor, they were last in the Champions League, where they only appeared. They made their debut back in 11-12 and are yet to make it back.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed about both teams is that injuries are affecting both outfits.
Yeah.
And
Mohamed Daramy is out for Copenhagen. Luther Singh, I believe, is also out for Copenhagen. And I think there was 1 or 2 more. I think it was their right back Ankerson and
there's a few
one of their
players
goalkeepers and a center back. I just forget the name.
There's a few players out right
about
about
5
now.
or 6. And then for Trabzonspor, they've got İlkay Türkmen out, Bruno Perez out. He's their right back. Serkan Asan is also out and I think suspended because he's not eligible. And Hamšík is also injured. And Vishka.
Yeah,
so, you're
players.
right.
Visha is a very, very
Vishka is one of the best players in the Turkish Super League past few years. I've been on fire,
He used to play for Başakşehir here, I could remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's now where Messi is. Yeah.
So one little tidbit is that for Trabzonspor, they do have 2 Danish players in their team, and that's Jens Steiger Larsen and Andreas Cornelius. And these 2 players are Danish internationals, and they will be coming up against the Danish team. This is their first ever meeting, and for me, players to watch. For Copenhagen, they do have a Spanish player by the name of Pep Biel. Very prolific from midfield. And Trabzonspor, I chose to go in with their goalkeeper, Ergochan Shakir, who has been linked with the likes of Liverpool in the past. And I went for him because he's going to be key, keeping a clean sheet would send Trabzonspor straight into the Champions League.
Yeah.
So in terms of prediction here, how are you feeling?
Gonna go Trabzonspor, but this is very tricky because Copenhagen, I've been watching their Danish Super League League games. They're just wildly inconsistent. Last Friday, they lost 3-1. I forget who they played, but it was a scoreless first half. They went up 1-0 relatively quick. Pep Biel scored. And then they just conceded. They collapsed. They collapsed and lost 3-1. But then the other week they were beaten Brøndby 4-0, I believe. So I don't know what I'm getting with Copenhagen, to be honest. Whereas with Trabzonspor, the reason why I would pick against them, but I'm not going to this time, is just because they're a Turkish team. If Turkish teams lately in Europe have been disastrous, to say the least. You've got Konyaspor losing to FC Vaduz from the Swiss second tier.
Yeah.
They lost 4-2 on aggregate to them. It's just stuff like that. Besiktas last year in the group stage, 0 wins, 0 draws, 6 losses. So
I understand.
I'm a bit skeptical about both teams, but to me, Copenhagen, you can't ignore this form where it's just too up and down.
Yeah, actually,
I'm going to go Trabzonspor.
Copenhagen, in terms of the form, are actually 8th in the Danish league.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, for Trabzonspor, they started off the Turkish Super League with 2 wins.
They're 2
Isn't
for
it
2.
Yeah, two wins, right?
They beat Istanbulspor, and I forget who they played on Sunday. But yes.
I didn't actually factor in the Sunday game, but I think they had 2 wins in 2, but they've been in better form.
Yes.
And I'm also going with Trabzonspor to make a comeback.
Hatayspor. Yeah. They beat 1-0.
I'm going for Trabzonspor to make a comeback to the Champions League as well. So out of the first 3 matches, we are both predicting PSV and Trabzonspor, and the tiebreaker could potentially be our, you picking Bodø Glimt, and I'm going for Dinamo Zagreb there. So I like that though.
Big time risk, but you know what? I've got faith in Bodø.
I think that was a good pick from I think the Dynamo pick was a solid pick though. I think, very, very solid. So look, we're gonna continue. Let's start this Wednesday matches with the Maccabi Haifa versus Crvena Zvezda clash here. And look, Coach Barak Bakar of Maccabi Haifa coming up against Dejan Stankovic's Crvena Zvezda, who's been very impressive and are also former European Cup winners. The last edition of the European Cup was won by Red Star Belgrade, or as they're known, Crvena Zvezda.
Yeah.
And this would be the first meeting between the two clubs. And with the likes of, in terms of players who watch, in my opinion, Francie Perro of Maccabi Haifa, he's been very, very good since he's been starting. And for Crvena Zvezda, there's Milan Pavkov is a threat. Kata is a threat, and
Kata in particular,
Yep. And there's a player. The name is kind of eluding me. Oh yeah, Kangwa. That player man. Yeah. His name is Kings Kangwa, and he's a Zambian. And I'm telling you, the kind of pace this guy has on him, man.
Yeah.
Look, if he continues,
very quick dribbler.
There's and what's crazy about Red Star, they have a player by the name of Kanga, and they have one by the name of Kangwa. So these two players, have definitely looked good from the start.
Yeah.
And we usually we know El Fadu Ben from Comoros. He's
33-year-old.
Yep, he's been the prolific player for Red Star over the years, but he's gotten up into age right now. And you could see that they have been recruiting some,
some African-based players.
some very talented African
like
players.
You were talking about the last round, Dom, that kid from Ghana and Genk. It was Osman Bukhari, who scored the 2 goals, I think, in the home win for Zvezda. He looks a very, very good player. So,
Bukhari is actually a Ghanaian, so right winger.
Yeah.
So, look, I know Haifa did well so far in the Champions League.
Extremely well, yeah.
And I wasn't expecting them to get this far in the competition, to be honest. And coming up against Zvezda, I think they had one of the tougher draws, in my opinion. And look, I'm not going to go on for a very, very long time when it comes to these teams, because I've made up my mind here. And I think Zvezda is actually going to go and take it and get back to the Champions League.
I've got Zvezda too.
Because look at the form as well. Zvezda has been immaculate this season so far. And Haifa,
4-0 win at the weekend,
they've been so-so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've been so-so. And
you got to look out, though, because remember, Dom, we underestimated them against Olympiacos, and then they went away and battered them 4-0.
That is true.
That's the thing that makes me a bit worried for Zvezda, because they can just pull off that kind of thing.
But the thing, too, about Maccabi Haifa, they went away to Apollon and lost 2-0. Even though they had won
exactly.
They had won the first. Yeah, but still they lost a second leg, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they could have been a bit more, you know, they could have been finished off the tie a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
So
good game though. Good game.
Zvezda,
I'm be competitive. Yeah.
I'm going for Zvezda, you know, getting the better of Punic, who were quite impressive in the previous rounds. The first 2 rounds, Punic looked really good, like they could be one of those surprise teams to make it to the Champions League.
Yeah, and they just annihilated them.
Exactly.
Absolutely annihilated.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going for Crvena Zvezda of Serbia to get the job done. So look, we're going to keep it moving. We do have 2 more to talk about. And these ones are definitely, you know, at least one of these will be very, very difficult. And I'm going to save that one for last. Let's talk about the Dynamo Kyiv versus Benfica tie here. And look, this would be Mircea Lucescu, one of my favorite managers, coming up against Roger Schmidt, Benfica.
Roger Schmidt.
And Roger Schmidt is, you know, the new manager of Benfica this season.
Former PSV.
Exactly. So he has his work cut out for him here, coming up against a very spirited Dynamo Kyiv, who's going to be inspired by the whole war that's going on still in the country.
Yes.
So in terms of overall head-to-head, guys, you could see there 6 matches, 4 wins for Benfica, 1 win for Kyiv, and a draw. They met in last season's Champions League group stage as well, where there was a draw and a Benfica win. The last UCL appearance for both teams actually last season. And for players to watch, in my opinion, for Kyiv, Viktor Shigankov. Quality player, quality forward, very dangerous. And I'm surprised he hasn't earned a move to another club outside of Ukraine as yet. Maybe he needs to switch his agent or something. And for Benfica, I'm going to go for the Newcastle-linked Gonçalo Ramos.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, right, if he's being linked to Newcastle United, Benfica might want to actually stall out that deal until like last minute so that they could actually finish off the Champions League tie to make
and get more money also, because every UCL goal you get, that's gonna, you know, 5-10 million extra.
Exactly. I don't know about 5-10, but you know, still
if you score a few wonder goals, if you have another 4 or 5 goal performance, something like
I think it would help in negotiation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if he's scoring goals in the Champions League playoffs, it shows his quality, and they could be like, hey, but look at what he's doing, you know what I mean?
I mean, we got money, so we'll pay for him.
Oh, you guys hear this? You hear the Newcastle fan how he's talking, right? You hear that? But if the City fan starts talking like this, you'll never hear the last of it.
Hey, it's fine, Mom. It's fine. I don't care that you got money, bro.
You never hear the last of it, man. You know what I mean? But look, Benfica, they look good since they came into the playoffs, and Kyiv as well.
Yeah.
You know, they've looked resolute coming through 2 rounds. But, you know, judging from what I've seen last season and from Benfica's quality, former Champions League winners back in the days as well, and I just think they'll prove themselves to be a little bit too much. The depth, the quality, and they will get the better of Kyiv. But I don't think we can take Kyiv lightly either, because they also have the quality all across the pitch. They have quality, but I just think with Benfica, they could take one player off with 5 subs available. They could take one player off. They could bring on another quality player, and it would be just unrelenting, quality coming at you.
Pressure.
Yep. And I think for Benfica, for Dynamo Kyiv, I think it would take something very, very, very special to get the better of Benfica in the home
Yeah.
leg. In the home leg where they don't have a home right now, it's just an adapted home.
They're gonna
I think
play the game in Poland, I believe.
Yep, most of their games have been playing in Poland.
Yeah.
You know, they're against all odds. They really, really are against all odds. So with Benfica, man, with the experience in defense there with Otamendi and
squad depth
and
also.
Vertonghen, right?
Yeah.
And with Vlachodimos in goal, they just
Enzo Fernandez too, who
exactly. He started out his Benfica career. I think he only lasts one season or half a season. Because
possibly, man.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the Argentina national team as well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
He's going to go for 60, 70, 80, you name a price.
No. He will only go for that kind of money if he goes to a Premier League team.
Yeah. Maybe he'll go to Newcastle.
If he goes to like Italy or Germany or even Spain, he doesn't go for that much. For
Unless
some
it's
reason.
Barca or Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, they could throw out that money. I mean, Barca have done it.
True.
But
I find that rather strange, though. Let's say a team, for example, let's say an Espanyol are interested in him and they go in. They won't even ask for that crazy amount of money. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But if he's linked to a Premier League team, any Premier League team, they probably want nothing less than 30 mil.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go for Benfica over Dynamo Kyiv here. And I've been picking Kyiv. I have been picking Kyiv.
Me too.
But the fact that we're both picking Benfica, it doesn't really matter.
Actually, you haven't been picking Kyiv. You picked them once, I picked them once, and you picked against them once, I picked against them once. Against Fenerbahce, remember?
Oh yeah. You're right. But I did pick them in the last round, which was
you did, and I picked against them.
Exactly. So look, this so far we have made 5 predictions. 4 of them have been similar. 1 have differ. So I think it's gonna come down to the tie between Bodø, Glimt, and Dynamo. And it's going to come down to the tie between Qarabağ and Viktoria Plzeň.
You know where I'm going with this. And with Viktoria Plzeň and Qarabağ.
So, look, we have one more. Qarabağ versus Viktoria Plzeň here. And look, in terms of these two teams, Gurban Kurbanov is the manager of Qarabağ. He's been in charge for the last 15 years. Which is very, very impressive, I think. And you have Mikhail Bilek in charge of Plzeň. Qarabağ's last UCL appearance came in the 17-18 season, while for Plzeň, it was in the 18-19 season. Qarabağ, that was their debut season, but for Plzeň, they could be making their 4th appearance. Head-to-head, 2 matches. And there were actually 2 draws where Plzeň won on the away goal rule. And that was actually in the 3rd qualifying round for the 2016-17 Champions League season. And look, I actually was looking for players to watch from both teams, but I couldn't find that one standout player.
Wadji for Qarabağ.
Wadji scored twice in the last game, but how often have he
Caddy?
How often has Wadji been doing that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. The thing about Qarabağ is that they are a good team. They get goals from all around the pitch. That's the thing about them. So that makes it hard to narrow it down to just one guy.
And so far, Qarabağ has proven me wrong in every single tie. Every tie I predicted against them, and they came out winners. Which is absolutely
I only picked
nuts.
Against them once, so
and you regret picking against them. And for Plzeň, they've looked pretty solid though. They've looked really solid. If you check the form guide, you could see Plzeň are the informed team and not Qarabağ. And you know the ties between both teams in the past have ended in draws. This one is very, very close. It's super, super close. And this is all. I know this is going to be one of the deciders because I'm going to stick with Plzeň. I am going to stick with Pilsen.
I'm going Qarabağ.
I know.
am going Qarabağ.
And I think you're going to make a big mistake by going Qarabağ because
I'm going to make the big mistake when you've been picking against them the whole damn time.
You've been flip-flopping. That's why. You went against them, and now you're going back with them. So
but you've been consistent.
I have to be consistent by picking against them. Pilsen have not proven me wrong in 2 rounds. In 2 rounds, I picked Pilsen, right? Isn't it 2 rounds? And they've been very, very good. So I'm not about to
This will be 2 rounds because they went into last round playing Sheriff.
Yeah, I'm not about to go against Pilsen here and
That's
go
big
with Qarabağ.
game.
I know it's a big call. It's a big call, man. It's a big call. But look, with that call being made, right, we might actually end up with 5-5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We might end up with 5-5.
So we need to come up with a tiebreaker.
I might end up with 6. You might end up with 4. I might end up with 4. You might end up with 6. Who knows? You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna end tied.
You think it's gonna be tied?
Yeah.
So what should be what do you think should be the tiebreaker?
We should pick
the tiebreaker. God damn.
Let's pick a Europa League game and find one that's very 50-50.
Okay. So
we'll do that after.
Man,
we'll do that after.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
What do you think? Is that a bad tiebreaker idea?
I don't think we're gonna need a tiebreaker.
I think we should just in case.
Okay. So this is what we should do.
Okay.
This is what we should do. This is a great idea.
Okay.
If we're tied, we take the prediction show into the Champions League group stages. It goes on. We have more time to put together money to buy that shirt, and by then the shirts would be a little bit cheaper as well. I think by Christmas they should go down. So we'll take the prediction into the Champions League group stages.
If it gets tied, okay.
If it ties, yeah.
So what are we gonna do it by group or?
Well, I guess we're gonna go how many positions we get right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that could get messy.
No, I guess. Look, we take it into the groups, bro.
We'll figure it out from there. Okay.
Yeah. We figure it out. We figure it out. But look, man, that's our Champions League playoff predictions, and we will know the final 6 teams that would join the already qualified 26, and those teams we will know next week, Wednesday. And look,
it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, but next Wednesday we'll know.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Next Wednesday we'll actually know the final.
Yeah.
And I usually do a mock draw and everything for the Champions League, so I might actually do something like that. You know what I mean?
I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll do something like that and see how that one works out, though. So look, I don't want to prolong this any longer, Steve. It was fun. You know, I think we did pretty good, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody who joined us for the live watch along. You know, I didn't really want to go into the comments too much, but I do appreciate everybody who made comments and who watched as we made our predictions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look, I'm just so excited for the games tomorrow. I don't know how many of these games I'm actually going to get to watch, but I try to catch 1 or 2 matches and even multitask. If I'm doing something, I'll try to tune into a game or 2 as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's only 6 games this time around, so it's not too heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to see, you know, who goes into the second legs on a high. Look, we're gonna come back on Wednesday, Steve.
Yes.
Wednesday night to do a quick
reaction. If Wednesday doesn't work, maybe Thursday, unless you have the Premier League.
Wednesday. Let's try to just it won't
aim
be long.
For Wednesday.
Yeah, it won't be too long. You know what I'm saying? 25 minutes tops. You see what I'm saying? 6 games. So if you have to spend time with your girl or something, you know what I mean?
Tell her same for you, Dom. Same for you.
No, me, I'm good. My wife would be at work. Yeah, and I put my son to sleep for the little 20 minutes there. So
right.
Yeah. So we'll get to do that. But look, thanks to everybody who tuned in. Check out my boy Steve on Twitter. at Stove Mahala. And you can check me out on my YouTube channel and also on Twitter at Dominic Rich FC if you want to get in touch with me and interact with me and all that good stuff. So this was fun. I'm glad we've been doing this. We still have, in terms of the preliminaries, we still do have 3 more, two more times we'll meet up. We'll meet up for the first leg reactions. And we'll meet up again next week, Wednesday, so that we could tally up the points and talk about the teams that has made it to the Champions League.
Biggest surprises and failures.
Exactly. And take a look at the, potential matchups in the groups and everything. Yeah. Yep. So, it was fun, though. So, from Steve and I, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace out.